Well, look at us. Friday morning, we did it. Another week under our belts. You should be proud of yourself.
We look nice. I just saw us. Our colors look nice today.
Oh, thanks.
Look at the leaves behind us. From where did that come from again? Hiawatha?
Is that Hiawatha, Michael? Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really falling down, though.
Oof.
I drove away this morning.
You know what? It's been a long fall season. I was driving home for lunch yesterday and I was thinking there's this one tree that started in like mid-September.
Yeah.
And it still has all its leaves on, but everything around it now has finally caught up.
Yeah, but now they're starting to fall.
They are, right?
Oh, well, I drove my car because there's a sailboat in my driveway, so I had to park on the road last night. So as I drove away, the sound of the leaves whooshing off the roof of my car as I pulled away, there were a lot of leaves.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when's it going to happen? When's the snow going to hit? Do we know?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go with...
3 degrees last night, I think.
It was crunchy on the car today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? When?
I'm going to say...
Before Halloween, when we have snow?
No.
Oh, who's saying no through the wall at me?
Mid-November. I'm saying mid-November.
Okay. After my birthday. My birthday's the 6th, by the way, and I am accepting gifts. I'm registered.
As always.
I'm registered.
He's registered, all right. Yep, he's registered.
Okay, so I didn't get around to watching The Masked Singer until last night because I had PDR'd it.
PDR'd it.
And I guessed who it was.
Did you?
Yeah, Paul Schaefer.
No way.
From
Paul
David Letterman.
Schaefer?
Uh-huh. Mostly because of the way Paul has he holds his body funny, and he kind of does. If you think about him talking to David Letterman, he always had sort of a bounce, and he used his arms a certain
lots,
way.
right?
And also, he has a speech pattern where there's gaps when he talks, and even though
I never paid much attention to him.
Even though they alter the voice, oh, there he is. He was the skeleton. Even though they changed the voice, the pattern was still there, and I was like, that's Paul Schaefer.
You got it.
I did. I guessed it.
That's amazing.
I still have no idea who the others are, though. This is a good season as far as trying to guess who these people are.
Yeah.
Some of them are really tall, and we're thinking they're athletes, but what kind of a basketball player can sing, like the guy that sang Rainbow? Do you know that song Rainbow that a girl sings on the radio? It's really pretty and popular. No, anyway, this guy sang it, and he made people cry.
Oh.
But he's dressed like a great big whatever he was. Anyway, it's very.
Yeah. How do you take that seriously? I don't know.
Anyway,
we have a coffee coming in for you, special delivery.
You know who's delivering this?
KC Security. They really take care of us. They not only sponsor the morning show for us, they bring him coffee.
That's Daniel.
I had to make my own.
Yeah.
But
you got offered a job, though.
Yeah, apparently you have, after they offered you the job first.
To be the voice of KC Security. Can you imagine?
That would be. And they're coming up on the show.
The voice of KC Security. Help!
No!
Yeah, that's our first guest because they're doing Pumpkin Patrol again like they do every year. They're
such an awesome idea. So cool.
Yeah, but that's next. First, let me just tell you, I got a little confused when I saw that Frozen 2 is coming out and the voices of Elsa and Anna will be Priyanka Chopra and her cousin Pariniti Chopra. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, how can they be the voices of Elsa and in the Hindi version?
The Hindi, but I didn't think she could sing.
She does. I looked online, and apparently she is a pop singer in Hindi. I mean, she's got albums out. She's got more than one album out. She's got music videos. She's been in musical films, and her cousin as well. Her cousin Pariniti.
Wow, that's crazy.
But here's what I don't know. I don't know whether it's still going to be Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell's voices in English, or
if they're do Hindi version.
Priyanka and Pariniti sing the songs in Hindi. Interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. November 22nd, that's released in Hindi, in case you're interested.
In case you're interested. Hey, you know what's happening this weekend?
Where in the world? Like, tell me, give me a hint.
In Hollywood.
Then I don't know.
Actually, in Rhode Island.
That I really don't know.
Jennifer Lawrence and her future husband are getting married this weekend.
Oh.
She is gorgeous. My goodness, that girl cannot look bad. I'm serious. Like, I've seen her pictures without makeup, and she's stunning. And apparently, she's just lovely. Anyway, she's marrying Cook Maroney. He's an art gallery director. And they're getting
Cook
Maroney.
That would confuse me. Your husband is Cook, but he's an artist.
Yes, he's not a cook.
There they are. There's the pictures of them.
And if you are a foodie, because they are foodies, and I'm a huge foodie, some of their things on their menu, 5-week aged leg of beef with a forager's sauce. Now, foragers are people who collect mushrooms, so I'm assuming it's a mushroom sauce, right?
It's aged 5 weeks?
5 weeks.
That means there's gonna be like no moisture in there, but it's gonna be really just beautiful and tender. I learned that from my friend Chris at Arturo's.
Ah, no flies though, right?
No, they actually, Luann, they put them in a fridge, unwrapped, huge roasts.
So they're in a fridge. Okay,
They're
I thought they were like in
they're
the shed or
refrigerated, but unwrapped, and so all the moisture comes out, and it's just all the
I've heard that.
dense beef, and the fat then really flavors it.
Ooh, that sounds delish. And they're gonna have house-made marshmallow s'mores
For their wedding?
for their dessert.
Isn't that
after.
messy? Isn't that messy?
Well,
S'mores?
yeah, but after the dance,
Oh,
people
okay,
are
like late night
hammered. They don't
s'mores.
care.
Okay.
They're like out of it. They don't give a. She's gonna look phenomenal. I'm so excited to see her dress. Oh, seriously.
How do you know she's gonna wear a big dress? She might just wear something simple.
She might.
You've been talking to her?
Yeah. Well, she keeps asking me why I'm not going, and I just said to her, I'm sorry. But
Is she the one who was hanging out with Adele?
yes.
See, now there you. That's why you want to go to the wedding.
I want to go hang out with Adele and Jennifer and just get drunk with them. Could you imagine how much fun that would be? Like, seriously.
Okay. Well,
oh, my word.
I'll put a call in and see if I can get you in. Rhode Island is the wedding.
Rhode Island.
This weekend.
This weekend.
But are you busy this weekend, or could you go last
I
minute?
could be like.
I'll send her a text. Did you ever know who Paul Dano is before, like, the word is out now that he's being cast as the Joker in The Batman, which is being released in 2021?
I know. Dano, D-A-N-O?
D-A-N-O, Paul Dano. Now, he's one of these actors who's sort of gone under the radar, to me anyway. He's been around, he's 35 years old. He started at 10 years old on Broadway in Inherit the Wind. He co-starred with George C. Scott and Charles Durning, like Charles Durning and George C. Scott, two of the heaviest hitter, like, would you say, character actors in Hollywood at the time.
And of an age.
Yeah, Because
I thought he might have been a young guy.
He was a child actor then. He was 10 years old when he appeared in Inherit the Wind with them. So, I mean, he's been around amazing actors all of his life.
Apparently he's not very good.
He's got film credits as long as your arm, and he's directed and performed, and I think he's a musician as well, Paul Dano. So the Joker previously was played by Jim Carrey, right, in the 95 version of, what was that called, Batman Forever? And then I remember the TV series, Frank Gorshin.
Yes.
Brilliant.
He was awesome.
He was also, Frank, if you knew about Frank, I don't know if you remember this, he was an impressionist. He could do vocal impressions.
And a dancer.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he was a dancer.
So anyway, this guy's going to play this guy, Paul Dano, playing the Joker. So now, and apparently this version of here's what I don't get too. Okay, so he's playing the Joker, right?
Right.
Okay, so when the film came out, though, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's called Joker. Not The Joker.
Right.
Batman, in the 2021 version, the movie is now being called The Batman. So is this the latest thing?
I wonder.
You just drop the or add the, and that's how the franchise continues?
I wonder.
The Joker is Joker, Batman is The Batman. They just keep, I don't know. Anyway.
And then you want to be PC. You want to be politically correct. You don't want to make Batman mad at you.
By not saying The Batman.
Do you say hi the Batman, or do you say hi Batman? Joker, buddy, the Joker. How are you?
Yeah,
right?
Don't.
I don't talk to them. I don't. I just said, you know what? I don't even know what to call you people. I'm not talking to you. That's it.
So here's the other thing about Robert Pattinson that I just found out reading a little interview with Willem Dafoe, who co-stars with him in this thriller called The Lighthouse that's coming out.
Ooh.
Oh, it looks good.
I love thrillers.
So Robert Pattinson, when he has to cry or do an emotional scene, he sticks his fingers down his throat and makes himself gag to bring tears to his eyes. So apparently Willem Dafoe was like, just saying, I don't get that. Like, you're obviously, what he said was he's not interested in the craft of acting, getting there mentally and emotionally. He gets there physically first. He says, for instance, in a drowning scene, what he'd do is throw himself into the deep water. You know what I mean? Rather than just acting like you're drowning.
Well, that's
look at them together in The Lighthouse. Isn't that wild? Look at Robert Pattinson in that one.
It's interesting because when you first said that, I thought, well, that's not really acting. Anybody can stick their fingers down their throat and have tears in their eyes. Watch.
Well, that's what the director said. The director said, we'll go forward once in a while, look at him and go, if this guy pukes on me, so help me God.
I'm walking. That's it.
So, okay, great show.
Yes.
It is fall. It's fall. Halloween's coming up, so Pumpkin Patrol from our sponsors, Casey Security, Daniel LaProd's joining me as my first guest. And of course, it's our last Fall Festival Friday because the festival's wrapping up. Donna Hill Singer's here to give us the update on what's going on this weekend. And as always, it's Fur and Feathers Friday with our friends from the Humane Society. And Luann, of course, will have the news halfway through. So enjoy us this Friday. The sun's coming up. It's going to be a lovely weekend. 3 days of partly cloud and sun. No more rain. Stay dry. Enjoy the show. We'll be right back after this.
Here, your education is everything, supporting your true sense of purpose. Here, you'll learn from professors who will understand you, who will challenge you, and offer you support on your journey. Here, you'll study programs built on real values: business, technology, science, arts and social sciences, always geared to make a positive difference. Here, you'll have a chance to assist in faculty research, leaving your mark wherever you go. Here, you'll focus on what matters to you and impact the world around you. Algoma University. Come take a closer look.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Security is a matter of choice. I'll sing this with my own voice. It's Daniel LaProd from KC Security.
That's that jingle you were working on all
I haven't got it yet, Daniel. Can you tell? But I played this. Okay, so I did choose a little piece of music, and I played that for you, and I have your approval.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and try to actually... Oh, look at behind us. There you all are with your 3 cars and your 6-year anniversary coming up.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
And now you're all like famous in Hollywood like now, working on the films too.
We are.
Security on the films that come to town.
Yeah.
Nice contract there.
Yeah, lots of hours.
I'm thinking also this time of the year, people must be getting ready to close up their cottages, so you're going to start your cottage patrol for the winter and stuff.
Hoping to get some of those, and we also get the vacation patrols for the houses. You know, the people.
Oh, when people go the what do you call them, the
snowbirds.
That's the word I was looking for.
We got lots of them, right? Like the regular ones.
I just saw my Tim Murphy mug in your shot there, and can I just tell you, my Tim on TV, you did a great job on my coffee today. I mocked you the last time you made me coffee.
I don't know if everybody remembers that, but like that was quite a few months ago.
It's a delicious coffee, Daniel LaProd. So, Pumpkin Patrol.
Yeah.
How many years?
5th annual.
Can you imagine?
5. I cannot believe that it's been 5 years.
I know, time flies when you're having fun.
I know.
And so tell the audience who doesn't know what Pumpkin Patrol is.
So what we do every year is we go out on Halloween night, and we have this year we'll have 3 vehicles out, and between the hours of 6 and 9 p.m. we patrol the neighborhoods, right? So we're just there for anybody who needs assistance, any children need somebody to go to. We're just extra eyes and ears, right?
Extra
we can
eyes and
report
ears
to the
in the
police
community.
and if there's any problems, right?
Right. So look for the Casey security.
Yeah, they're all highly
vehicles.
reflective, all 3 of them.
They are so.
Yeah.
And if there's any issues, any kids, do you have any candy in the car?
Nah, not anymore.
I didn't know whether kids would come up and take to your vehicle.
There's a backstory to that. We did 2 years ago. We had candy, and we had a parent that got upset and said they shouldn't be taking candy from strangers.
Oh, in vehicles.
Basically trying to say don't trust security, which,
Right.
I mean, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I decided, you know what, I'm just going to not do the candy anymore.
Exactly.
And less problems, right? I mean,
Right.
most people know that we're out to do a good service and just
So
help
from
the
hours
community.
6 to 9, is that what you said?
Yes, that's
Because
what
that's when the sun starts to get a little darker around 6 on Halloween night, right? That's when the sun starts to set.
That's right.
So.
And the last couple of years, the weather has been messy too, right? So, people, you gotta, what I suggest too is make sure you're dressed in reflective gear.
Reflective gear.
The kids with the armbands.
Right.
Yeah.
Are there other safety tips that you would say for Halloween kids? I mean, generally, you would want to have an adult with them.
Yeah, always, especially or a buddy system.
And a buddy system.
Yeah.
That's a great one too, Daniel. So make
don't
sure the kids
eat
are
any of your
traveling in
candy
packs.
before you have it checked.
Ooh, good one. Don't eat candy before you get it home. Your parents can go through it. Because
You remember that? Like when I was young, and we get the
rule.
apples and we get like the baked goods and stuff like that, and you get all. And you got to watch because people put needles or.
There's some people out there that aren't very nice, so you got to be careful for sure. So don't eat your candy until you get home. Good, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Reflective gear is also very important, and dress warm. Like some of these kids
Very
I see
warm.
come into my door.
Because of the costumes they're wearing.
Right, but get a costume that's bigger so you can put a parka under it or a coat under it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, stay warm.
You're gonna get sick that way.
Right. And when you were little, did you come home with like huge hauls?
Yeah, I go with the pillowcases, right?
Me
And then I
too.
go back out and I go get.
We would go one direction, come home, drop, empty it out, go the other direction, come back.
Yeah,
you
and
did
there
you
was
did that
so
too?
many, and I don't know now. It just seems like there's less and less people, less kids that go around and do it.
Well, I wonder whether it's the kids or whether it's the people that aren't on my street, there's a lot of homes that just go dark on Halloween night.
Yeah, they don't put
just
their lights
literally don't
on
put their
and-
lights on and they don't give anything out. We, on the other hand, Keith goes crazy when he's home and
That's his thing, right?
Halloween is his Christmas. For me, it's Christmas. For him, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
So he just loves to decorate, and the kids love it, and he scares them all. It's a lot of fun. But when I first bought the house, and that's now 2005, so 14 years ago. I would get maybe 30 kids.
Right.
I'm up like 60, 100 easy now.
Oh, so you've went up.
Well, because people now drive to our house
They
to
wanna
see. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. If you make it some houses, they make it an attraction. They do the whole deal.
Right.
So of course people are going there just to see that too, right? Not just the candy.
So how many staff do you have right now?
We're just around, I think, 18 here.
That many,
We've got
eh?
about 7 or 8 in Elliott Lake. I know she just hired another one, so.
Yeah, because you're not just Sault Ste. Marie. You're Wawa to Sudbury, basically.
Pretty
Kinda,
much.
Sort of Elliott Lake.
We don't do a whole lot in Wawa area.
Not
and
up north
stuff.
so much?
In Sudbury, we don't tap into too much, but Elliott Lake, we do have a branch there, and then here, that's our main focus, right?
Right.
The two. Elliott Lake has really embraced us. They've done a really good job, right?
Yeah.
The city
Do
there.
they have a lot of snowbirds there? Because I know they have a large senior population.
They do,
many of them go away?
but we've had to introduce them to these services because there's really been no company in there that was local that's ever been able to offer that service.
Oh.
So unlike here in Sault Ste. Marie, there's been security companies around for years.
Sure,
so
yeah.
people are a bit familiar with it, but out there they're just not. So it's educating them.
One of the things also that maybe people don't realize with Casey Security is that you do a price match guarantee, right? And offer you go one step further. So rather than just matching a price, if they can prove that their price, you'll go 5% cheaper. Is that right?
Yeah, I will, and it's especially for alarm response too.
Yeah,
right. And we don't charge a key holding fee, right? Like to hold your keys.
See, that's the one I said to Luann.
There's no hidden fees.
That's
right?
such a cool one because rather than having to call my sister or something at 2 o'clock in the morning if I've locked myself out, I
Yes.
just call KC Security and you come over and open my door for me.
That's the lockout service. That's another one that's a good
And the key the key holding is you're talking about when
for alarms too, right? Like if you're, and then not only that, we even do if you have an elderly loved one that lives alone and they want them to be checked on, we can do that too.
Really?
Bring the mail in for them, or
Really?
water their plants. It's almost like a vacation patrol, but
vacation patrol, but they're still there.
Yeah. Well, now make no mistake, we're not caregivers.
Not caregivers,
but we're just there to make sure that.
Would you do things like bring the garbage pails back in off the road?
You could do little things like that. I mean, we go the extra mile.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathan's done all kinds of stuff too.
That's the thing, because when you meet Nathan, he's got that East Coast kind of personality.
Well, and you know what? He doesn't come on here, so I'm going to mention his name. Because I know he's watching. So, yeah, he's
he's
the
so
vice president.
personable. I could just see him that he's the kind of guy who once he meets somebody, he's like, oh, I'll do that for you. He's the one who does the plant watering and stuff, right?
Well, he loves plants. We have a jungle in our house, right? So I mean, that's one service that a lot of people are surprised.
Now, what's going to happen when Halloween comes around and one day you and Nathan have kids? Are you going to...
I don't even know how to answer that one.
Are you ever plan to have little ones?
I don't think so.
No way, okay.
No.
You just stick with the dogs?
He wants cats.
Oh, okay.
I think cats eventually. I'm gonna have to, but that's why I'm letting him collect all these plants. See.
So Pumpkin Patrol starts at 6 o'clock.
So, and then I forgot to mention that
Don't forget.
From 6 p.m. to 4 a.m.
That's a long time.
We're doing, but we're actually giving free patrols to anybody in the city who wants them. So if you have a problem or you see there's somebody suspicious in your area, you can call us or tweet us or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We'll actually do a free check for you that night.
On Halloween night, a free service for the entire city. If there's something that's making you nervous
we've done that for the last couple of years.
Because you know what? A lot of people do party and get out of hand. Some people might get out of hand, get a little, end up with some, some scoundrels in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So all you gotta do is call KC Security.
Yeah.
And they can check you out.
Yeah, we can just do a patrol, make sure.
Facebook is KC Security.
Yeah, KC Security, or KC Security
That's
Services.
Facebook, okay.
Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Instagram at KC Security Services.
I know Twitter is also a great way, because sometimes I find out about what's going on in Sault Ste. Marie because I follow you on Twitter and you'll be like, today we are blah blah blah.
And sometimes
what's going on?
Yeah, and I tweet stuff about what's going on at our sites or city, or sometimes I've even been ahead of the city itself on that, and I get in trouble. But
now, and I
try to be on top of things.
You're
right?
very community minded too, Daniel. You do a lot of stuff I know for free for the community, and that's great. I think that's something that probably is one of the reasons why you've been so successful in your career, because you really put the community first.
We try, and I mean, of course, that's why we love to support ONNtv as well. Right?
Are you going to go? Are they doing the skating thing again this year? Do you know?
They are. Yeah, they are.
Oh.
We'll be there.
You'll be there watching the skating trail down at Clerk Park?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, those will be starting up obviously once we get the weather for it.
Bellevue Park is your baby too, right?
Bellevue Park, the boardwalk.
The boardwalk is all yours.
Of course, here we keep everything safe.
See? Security for you and me. KC Security. Pumpkin Patrol. Daniel
On guard for you and me.
On guard for you and me.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. And thanks again for sponsoring us for so long. The entire summer you've been our sponsor and even beyond.
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Oh, Daniel. Thanks so much. Okay, and listen, so have a happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Stay safe out there yourself.
I will.
And Luann will be right back after this. Okay, so listen. It's Pierre Trudeau's birthday.
Is it?
Well, I mean, he's not alive, but it's the day he was born. And I've got to tell you a story. When my father was a member of Parliament, did you know that did I tell you the story about my mother being the first woman to dance with Pierre Trudeau in 1968 at the parliamentary ball?
No.
I never told you that story. Okay, so he was Canada's most eligible bachelor in 1968 when Trudeau got in.
And if you saw him, you knew why.
There was something about him that just women loved.
I don't get it.
Neither do I. But Barbara Streisand dated him. These. So anyway, he was single. So it's the parliamentary ball, 1968. The election's over, and they're having the ball for all the MPs and their wives in Ottawa. So, the big question was going to be, who was Trudeau going to dance with after he danced with Mrs. Michener? Because she was the Governor General's wife, Roland Michener's wife. So the first dance had to be with her, but the next dance was up for grabs. So all the MPs' wives were like...
So your mother threw herself at...
No, because she was sitting with Inga Good. Tom Good, I think he ended up in prison. But anyway, he was a member of parliament from where you ski, out in British Columbia.
Banff?
British Columbia. Whistler. Whistler's Alberta. So anyway, Inga Good was Inga. I mean, she had blonde hair piled on top of her head and out to here. Décolletage, cleavage, the whole thing. My mother was wearing like a Japanese kind of pantsuit thing. Very pretty, but not exposing anything. So I guess the Prime Minister came over and he was at the table chatting. And as he walked away, my mother said, "Oh, Inga, he's going to ask you. He couldn't take his eyes off of you." Well, so she was sure that he was going to ask Inga to dance. And when it came time, he asked her to dance.
How did he ask her? Did she ever say?
No, I don't remember that part of the story. I just know that he gave her the rose out of his lapel.
Oh my gosh!
And she put that with the invitation, and it was on our dining room wall for a long time.
Oh, that's so awesome! What a great story!
So she was on the cover of the Toronto. She was on the front page of the Toronto Star because she was the first one that he danced with. So here's what's kind of interesting is that she used to send him birthday cards every year, and even after my father was no longer in Parliament, she and he would send thank you notes, always handwritten to Dorothy.
Isn't that lovely?
They stayed in touch.
Isn't that a lovely story?
So then I see now Justin Trudeau, and how old is Justin? 47.
Yes.
So now I see somebody asking the question: is he dyeing his hair?
Oh.
Because they show one picture of him and he's got I don't have a gray little bit there. He has a little bit of gray in his temples in this one shot. And then you see another shot.
And he doesn't.
No gray. No gray for
that. So, I don't care if he's dyeing his hair.
You wonder though, I don't think, that would not make me happy. Justin, you don't need to dye your hair. Go silver naturally and gracefully. You don't need to dye your hair.
I dye my hair. Because there's nothing graceful about me, probably. Apparently.
I don't dye my hair. This is au naturel.
I love your hair though.
Thank you. I love your hair, dyed and all. She's not phony when she does the news, folks.
No, and that's coming up right after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Andrew Scheer continues to warn against a potential Liberal NDP coalition government while pushing for a Conservative majority. Scheer's comments at a Brampton campaign stop come as opinion polls continue to suggest Monday's vote will result in either a minority Liberal or Conservative government. Meanwhile, Jagmeet Singh says a new Democrat federal government would use federal health care transfers to encourage provinces to improve services. And Justin Trudeau sidesteps a question on whether he talked about his use of blackface and brownface with Barack Obama a day after the former U.S. president gave the Liberal leader his endorsement.
Coalition plan. Our plan is to get back to balanced budgets over a responsible 5-year period of time, continuing to make investments in healthcare, education, and important social programs, and eliminating corporate welfare and eliminating $1.5 billion worth of corporate welfare, 25% of foreign aid spending, and eliminating waste in government spending like March Madness.
If we deliver the funding, we can get the results. And what we've seen over the past decades is that Liberals and Conservatives have been cutting that funding. It used to be 50-50, and now it's 25-75. So how can a federal government really meaningfully be a champion for healthcare when they've been slashing healthcare investments?
Barack Obama makes up his own mind.
Did you apologize to Mr. Obama for wearing blackface and brownface? What did he think of you doing that?
The last time I spoke with Barack Obama was in the spring when he came to Ottawa. We talked about how we're going to continue to fight for things that matter for people around the world, like the fight against climate change. I was obviously happy to hear his words yesterday, but nobody tells Barack Obama what he should do.
Canada Post says it's resetting passwords for all online customer accounts after a report that some personal information may have been compromised back in 2017. The Postal Service says that login names and passwords stolen in privacy breaches elsewhere may have been used to access Canada Post accounts if customers reuse their login credentials on multiple sites. It maintains that the form of access known as credential stuffing does not constitute a breach of the Canada Post system. Canada Post spokesperson Philippe Legault said customers provide their address along with login info when setting up accounts to track packages and other services. He said that after an initial investigation, the Postal Service believes the number of people affected is small and affected users have already been contacted. The Postal Service says it is also reviewing its policies and procedures on how it can strengthen the security of its online platforms. In a separate incident, Canada Post said last November that someone had used its delivery tracking tool to gain access to personal information of 4,500 customers of the Ontario Cannabis Store, but declined to identify the information.
Just want to make a very brief statement in light of the comments of the Acting Chief of Staff or Chief of Staff Mulvaney, with his acknowledgement now that military aid to a vital ally, an ally battling Russia, as we speak, was withheld in part out of a desire by the President to have Ukraine investigate the DNC server or Democrats or 2016. Things have just gone from very, very bad to much, much worse.
The White House confirmed Donald Trump asked Ukraine's leader to investigate his country's role in meddling in the 2016 U.S. presidential campaign. Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney said withholding funding was absolutely appropriate. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, though, says that things have just gone from very, very bad to much, much worse, with the White House's acknowledgement that it held up military aid to Ukraine.
The idea that vital military assistance would be withheld for such a patently political reason, for the reason of serving the president's re-election campaign, is a phenomenal breach of the president's duty to defend our national security. And I hope that every member, Democrat and Republican, will speak out and condemn this illicit action by the president and his chief of staff. Thank you.
A former student of an all-boys Catholic school in Toronto alleges in court documents that the bullying and sexual assault he suffered at the hands of his schoolmates left him struggling with depression and severe mental health issues. The details of the incidents alleged to have taken place at St. Michael's College School last fall are contained in a motion filed in Superior Court this week. The teen alleges teachers, staff, and football coaches at the prestigious private school knew about the incidents but did nothing. The teen and his parents, who are not named in the documents, say they plan to file a $1.65 million lawsuit against the school, 3 former students, the board, the bazillion fathers who run the institution, the coaches, and administration. The allegations contained in the motion have not been proven in court, and those named in the proposed lawsuit have not yet responded. Andrew Scheer continues to warn against a potential Liberal NDP coalition government while pushing for a Conservative majority. Scheer's comments at a Brampton campaign stop come as opinion polls continue to suggest Monday's vote will result in either a minority Liberal or Conservative government. Meanwhile, Jagmeet Singh says a new Democrat federal government would use federal health care transfers to encourage provinces to improve services. And Justin Trudeau sidesteps a question on whether he talked about his use of blackface and brownface with Barack Obama a day after the former U.S. president gave the Liberal leader his endorsement.
Coalition plan. Our plan is to get back to balanced budgets over a responsible 5-year period of time, continuing to make investments in healthcare, education, and important social programs, and eliminating corporate welfare and eliminating $1.5 billion worth of corporate welfare, 25% of foreign aid spending, and eliminating waste in government spending like March Madness.
If we deliver the funding, we can get the results. And what we've seen over the past decades is that Liberals and Conservatives have been cutting that funding. It used to be 50-50, and now it's 25-75. So how can a federal government really meaningfully be a champion for healthcare when they've been slashing healthcare investments?
Barack Obama makes up his own mind.
Did you apologize to Mr. Obama for wearing blackface and brownface? What did he think of you doing that?
The last time I spoke with Barack Obama was in the spring when he came to Ottawa. We talked about how we're going to continue to fight for things that matter for people around the world, like the fight against climate change. I was obviously happy to hear his words yesterday, but nobody tells Barack Obama what he should do.
A former student of an all-boys Catholic school in Toronto alleges in court documents that the bullying and sexual assault he suffered at the hands of his schoolmates left him struggling with depression and severe mental health issues. The details of the incidents alleged to have taken place at St. Michael's College School last fall are contained in a motion filed in Superior Court this week. The teen alleges teachers, staff, and football coaches at the prestigious private school school knew about the incidents but did nothing. The teen and his parents, who are not named in the documents, say they plan to file a $1.65 million lawsuit against the school, 3 former students, the board, the bazillion fathers who run the institution, the coaches, and administration. The allegations contained in the motion have not been proven in court, and those named in the proposed lawsuit have not yet responded.
I brought my shirt, Donna. It's in the other room. It's sitting in the other room. My Fall Festival Friday shirt for our last installment.
Last one, I know.
It's funny now, but this isn't it for you. I mean, you probably finish this weekend and then start for next year, or have you already started for next year?
Well, already started for next year.
That's crazy. But look, come on. Like the success you had this year, do you just sit back and go, we've done it again, or what? Or because it sounds to me like your turnouts are going up and up and up every year.
It really depends. You know, it depends on the shows. It depends. I mean, there's no doubt we've had a great year. There's no question about that.
Year.
As far as numbers go, they won't have gone up much necessarily, just because in like certain shows are better in certain venues, right? And you have limited, you have limited numbers in certain venues, right? And there's always that balance between the number, when you're picking a venue, it's that balance between the number of people that you think would be interested in that kind of show, and then what venue do you put it in. And of course, if you put it in too small of a venue, you lose out on sales. You put it in too big of a venue, then people feel like they're alone. You don't have that same intimate feeling in the show. So it's
it really is. It's always gambling when you're talking about the arts, because you never know people. It's such a subjective thing what people's tastes are, and also scheduling. You never know time of year, what's going on with people. You know?
And so there's a lot going on in the community. It was we were part of. I was part of through the Fall Festival and a couple of other things that I'm involved in, this Music Cities initiative, and your folks were there yesterday covering that for us.
We had Rory on the show with Greg Norrie.
That's right.
And Carol Pope was speaking.
Carol was there yesterday. Yes. She's doing her show tonight, and it's just a very exciting time in Sault Ste. Marie for music. And if we really dig in and follow the guidelines that have been recommended to us by
Music
Cities and by the fellow who came from London Tourism, who I thought was just brilliant.
Really?
We can make a huge difference in what music means to our economy and what music means to our people that live here and social.
Similar to what they've done. I mean, the impact that we're seeing now with film and television coming to Sault Ste. Marie. It does. It stimulates the economy. It puts us on the map. It employs people. So same sort of thing, right?
That's the most important thing that with film and television, and we're starting to make some progress there, that we create jobs in Sault Ste. Marie to work on those films, right? Because when everybody comes from outside of the community, I mean, it certainly has an impact on the community, but it's not as good as if it's employing our local people, right?
Absolutely.
So it's great to see some things happening there.
So Carol's on tonight?
Yeah, Carol's playing tonight, and I met
What's she like?
She is like exactly what she looks like. She's
like very down to earth.
She's very down to earth. She's very straight shooter.
Really?
Like I believe that you will always know where you stand when you're talking to Carol.
Whenever you see her on stage, whenever I see her sing, I thought I wouldn't mess with her.
No, you wouldn't. And I met the guys in the band last night, and it's like we were transported out of 1980 to today. I mean, they're fantastic people, but they look like an 80s rock band, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. The show's going to be really great, and there's tickets still available for that. And
so you could just show up at the door.
Just show up at the door. Sioux Community Theatre Center.
That's at the theater center, which is attached to White Pines.
Yep.
And also they could go down to the mall still, because the mall, I believe the box office in the mall is open till 5 at least today, isn't it? So on your lunch hour, you get Carol Pope.
Or online.
Iconic.
Absolutely.
So what kind of music is she going to be doing tonight? Do you know what her set list is like? Is it going to be some standard, some older stuff? And
she's doing some rough trade material, and she's doing some of her newer songs. She's done some collaborations in the last little bit with Kevin Hearn and some others. Yeah. So it was really funny yesterday. Paul Dingle from Algoma University, who you know, was part of this panel. We were talking about music cities, and he met her, and he had this sort of glow, and he was like, I can't believe I'm sitting next to Carol Pope, who I think is part of the soundtrack of my life, or he said something like that. He was like a kid. He was like a kid in a candy store. He was just like,
love it.
I can't believe it was so cute. It was really cute.
What else is going on this weekend?
Nothing else this weekend.
Carol's the wrap up?
No. Next. So still.
Wait a second. You still got another week left?
We still have another week. We have next week.
Then I was confused.
That's okay. So the exhibition, the Norval Morrisseau exhibition, continues on through till October 26th down at the Art Gallery of Algoma. I continue to have people either write in our social media or tell me in person that they are completely mesmerized and aglow when they go and see this.
Immersed in Norval Morrisseau.
Yes.
They've animated for those of you who haven't heard, they've animated Norval's works. So when you're in the large gallery, you're surrounded by this animation that Village Media has done and music that Jasmina has chosen from an Indigenous artist.
Yes.
And it's just a whole visual, audio, oral experience, right?
It is. Some people, I was in awe. We were in awe. We just sat there and watched these animations and thought about the artist and thought about what he went through, and people that there's some people that take in a lot of arts, and then there's others that don't, right? They might do something here or there or whatever. And I'm even talking to people, they don't go to the art gallery very often. They may have never been to the art gallery before at all, but this has interested them or they've been interested in it, and they've just had the most amazing experience. And I would encourage anyone who has not yet been down there. There has been quite a few people, but please try and get down there before the end of October. This was Jasmina's idea, and it's really stunning, and we're very proud of it.
And so not only is it animated, you actually see the pieces that belong to the collection that the art gallery itself owns in the smaller gallery.
And the tip is, we've learned as we've gone through it the last couple of weeks, is you go and see the originals first, and then you go. Yes.
Because I probably would have done the other way around.
Well, that's how I had sort of perceived it, but as people have been going through it, and I took some people there myself last week, and I hadn't been there for a week, and Megumi from the art gallery said, try it this way.
So go in the other door. Don't go in the double doors that are papered off.
Right.
Go in the other side by the cantina.
Yeah, you just go the other way.
By the way, I was just in the gift shop too, because I was picking up, I'd loaned them a painting for, and I forgot to pick it up. But anyway, I renewed my membership, got my painting, and I stopped in that. If you're looking for a gift for somebody, I'm not kidding you right now. Go into the gift shop at the art gallery. Gorgeous stuff.
Yes.
And not badly priced. Like, seriously.
Beautiful stuff there.
Really nice. Anyway, okay, so
next week is our final week.
Okay, what's going on?
And
is this Celtic?
It's Celtic. It's like Celtic week.
Two are already sold out.
Two are already. I know. But we still have Friday night. So we have Cape Breton Celtic, who are performing at the pub at the Water Tower Inn.
Have they been here before?
Thursday night. They have. Two of them have been here before with different
groups.
Yes. Okay. So this is Wendy McIsaac, Andrea Beaton, and Troy McGilvery.
Didn't I have Wendy on the show? I think I had Wendy. I think I had Wendy McIsaac on the show last time.
Okay.
So they're Thursday at the Water Tower.
So they're Thursday at the pub. Yes, it is. Friday night is De Temps en Temps. They're from Quebec. It is going to be an amazing show. Three gentlemen. just that. So we have the Cape Breton style on Thursday. Now we've got the Quebec Celtic
Where are they
style
doing
on
that?
Friday. That's at the Machine Shop.
That'll be a party, man.
That'll be a great show. They play 4 or 5 different instruments, and they'll be as well as the folks on get my days confused. Saturday, which is called who are the Fretless. Both of those.
Who are the what?
The Fretless.
Fretless.
Yes, and those fellows
Fretless?
are fretless.
Fretless, without frets.
Yes, exactly. And they are a West Coast Celtic band. They are both participating in our Festival of Learning. So they're going into, they're doing, I think between the two, they're doing 8 workshops. The de temps en temps are going into French immersion schools to do the workshops in French.
See what Donna does? She does this. She gets them in the schools. It's educational too. It's fabulous.
Yeah, and the Fretless are doing, I think they're doing high schools, the Fretless. They're doing high school music actually classes.
Nice.
If I'm not mistaken. So there's 4 of those. So de temps en temps is the only Celtic show that does have tickets available, and it'll be a real blast.
That's the Friday night at the Machine Shop. Tickets are available online, algomafallfestival.com or the Susie TC box office.
Yeah, and if we have another minute, also in our education program the first week of November, couple of really great things. So Adam Prue, who we both know,
performer, puppeteer.
So he's bringing we are bringing him Adam's Puppet Party, and he's doing educational shows, 2 shows on November 5th to it's 1,800 kids over 2 shows in the theater center. I'm very excited to see him do that. I've seen a little trailer of the show, and it's fantastic, and he's written it, and
good for him.
So on. And then Stratford Theatre, Stratford's coming with the end of that week, and they're going to do voice and presentation and Shakespeare workshops for students as well.
What grades? I want to go. I'll let
you know. Yeah.
Oh, Donna, thanks for being here, and thanks for joining us for this entire month.
We really appreciate your support, the support of ONNtv and Sue Online. Thanks, Tim.
Congratulations on another successful festival,
Thank
Donna.
you very much.
And we'll see you around.
We will.
We'll be back with Fur and Feather Fridays right after this.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Here, your education is everything, supporting your true sense of purpose. Here, you'll learn from professors who will understand you, who will challenge you, and offer you support on your journey. Here, you'll study programs built on real values: business, technology, science, arts and social sciences, always geared to make a positive difference. Here, you'll have a chance to assist in faculty research, leaving your mark wherever you go. Here, you'll focus on what matters to you and impact the world around you. Algoma University. Come take a closer look.
Oh my gosh. Look what I have. I don't want. These are puppies.
These are puppies. These are baby puppies.
They're only 8 weeks old.
They are.
How many do you have?
We have 6. We have 4 little girls and 2 little boys.
You have 6?
Yes.
How many were in the litter?
There was 10 in total.
Oh, that poor mother.
I know, and they're big puppies.
Where's the mother?
With the family
Where's
that
your
surrendered them still. They were able to...
so the family just couldn't... There are too many dogs
to
find homes for.
Yeah, they found homes for 4 of them and then just knew that they'd go quicker, like through the shelter.
Through the shelter. That was thoughtful of them.
Well, yeah, and plus, I mean, they got all their first vaccines yesterday.
Oh, they did?
So... And dewormed.
How many? So boys and girls, what do you got?
4 girls, 2 boys.
4 girls, 2 boys. So they will need to be neutered and spayed eventually. What? 2 months?
6.
6 months.
Yep.
Not till then.
Yep.
All right. And so when you adopt them, you pay 100 and what?
130.
130, and 60 of that goes toward, or 90?
90 with the dogs.
90 goes towards the spaying and neutering.
Yes.
That okay? So you get a credit.
Yeah,
basically.
Essentially.
Because you have to get them spayed and neutered.
You get a $10 credit to buy the city license once they're all fixed up.
You get a credit for the license too? I did not know that.
The first license is free.
I did not know that.
Yep, that's part of the adoption fee.
Oh wow, that's a great deal.
And then the $30 stays with the shelter of the adoption.
Course.
So
for administration costs and expenses,
and even just the expense of vaccinating 6 dogs.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And then also, never mind, like what of all the healing stuff you do for animals that aren't healthy, but these guys are completely healthy,
These
right?
guys are great, yes.
Oh my goodness. So what do you need to know if you're getting a puppy? I mean, if you've never had a dog before, what do you need to be ready for?
Ready for a lot, especially at this age, a lot of crying at night.
Okay.
They're going to miss their litter mates. They're going to miss
Do you recommend kenneling right off the bat?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And don't cave.
Don't cave in. Don't let them out.
At night when they're crying, they'll get over it. And it's a safe place for them. It's safe for them to be when you're not home. And it'll be like their safe bed when they want to go into it. Never use a kennel as a punishment, of course.
No, you don't want it to be a place where they go to be punished, because then they won't ever want to go there.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a safe place, and that'll really help with the... Because dogs inherently don't like to mess their area, right? So it'll really help with
Don't poop where you eat or sleep.
Exactly. It'll help with the potty training.
Right.
For a puppy, you can get... The crates have like the barriers too, so you can put it halfway,
and they can go
only access the first half while they're this small, so they won't mess in the back and sleep in the front.
Right.
And then it grows with the puppy.
Because the faces are gorgeous. These are a shepherd mix.
I think they're the big shepherds, like the Anatolian shepherds, the big guys.
So they're going to be a bigger dog.
They're going to be a huge dog.
They're going to be a huge dog.
Like maybe not Saint Bernard size, but a little bit smaller.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Did you talk about what kind they are?
Yes.
Laura? Okay.
Yes,
Donna was asking in the green room.
They're going to be a huge dog.
Yeah, I know. I could tell.
So you like them now, but you won't like them later.
Yeah, that's where training is really, really important. Start training them as puppies.
Where do you recommend people do training? I mean, people offer courses, right?
Yeah, there's the Kennel Club in town.
Kennel Club offers training.
They offer great training. You can just do puppy socialization classes, which is perfect.
Awesome.
I think also there's some of the stores.
PetSmart has good
training as
programs
well
too. Yep.
So
Good to know.
Yeah, kennel them, train them, love them, adopt them. There's 6 of them available. Head down to the Humane Society, see Laura, and we'll have a great weekend.
You too.
Have an awesome weekend, Laura.
Thanks for bringing the puppies in
Have
with
an awesome weekend, you.
You too. I'll see you Monday.
See you Monday. Bye.